long video alert, grab a cup of coffee or your favorite snack. Took a while to decide to make this video because it is sharing something about myself that a lot of people do not know, and that is I tend to have prophetic dreams. I don't throw that word around lightly because I am a skeptic to the core. There's enough people out here who call themselves a prophet, a prophetess, or what have you, and that's okay. For me personally, I kind of hold mine to myself. Whenever I've had a dream, it's something where I'll say, okay, Lord, should I go talk to that person about it? Or should I just pray for them? He generally gives me an answer. If it's a situation, same thing. Sometimes it's just for me to be an intercessor and praying on that matter. And sometimes I'm meant to go tip, give a little tip or whatever. It's been about a week or so since I had this one particular dream. And I was like, you know what? This is still with me. It's still very clear, which means it's leaning a little more into that prophetic arena. I will preface this by saying it does not involve death because I have learned what my dreams mean to a certain extent. If certain people appear in my dreams, it kind of tells me who may be about to die or the arena in which. So maybe it's church, it's family, it's friends, it's whatever. Those dreams are so heavy because they sit on me in a certain manner. Because to know that someone's going to pass away, that is a heavy burden to carry. However, I still maintain I'll just pray and I'll intercede because thy will be done, Lord. That's how I look at it. So now we're back to this dream I had about a week or so ago. And in this one, it was showing me what is happening with the current administration. Now, for those who are not paying attention, I'm being specific, or those who are paying attention, you already know what's going on. But those who may not be paying attention or maybe just don't have as many ways to put these pieces together, what is happening around us is the financial devastation, losing jobs, inability to do a lot of things that were normal. It's very real. And the truth is, it is to squeeze every person down into dust. I don't care who you are in this country and thinking you're greater than somebody. Trust and believe. We're dealing with a group of people who do not have a sense of true humanity for the next man. Because if they did, they wouldn't do half the things that they are doing. So if we're at a place where the farmers of the country are going to have a hard time or cannot grow at all because their subsidies and their contracts are being canceled. So who's going to grow the food? For those who can grow the food, the people who used to harvest the food are being gotten rid of. So who's going to harvest the food? It just goes bad in the fields. You're losing your jobs, being laid off, or your entity is being indirectly impacted by these things. So now you're being financially impacted as well. Maybe you're not a federal worker who was laid off, but maybe you're a person employed by an entity that gets government contracts, or whether it's for education or for medicine, any of those things going away. So there is still an indirect impact. It just hasn't fully trickled down. So we have not seen the total devastation. We're seeing what's happening in the stock market. So you sum it up in that it is meant to create financial disaster for everybody, to the point where when you're offered something far less, you'll be so happy to take that. And that is exactly what happened in this particular dream. I'm still looking at the entire environment I was in. I can see everything clear as day. And in that particular dream, the current leader of the United States of America was sitting at a desk and was giving out these were outright offer letters. So giving out offer letters. Had your name on it, had the amount of money that you were going to earn doing a particular job. And I remember getting this letter and looking at it, and I'm looking at him and I'm looking at the letter. And even though I'm in a dream state, there was a level of consciousness that was like, this ain't even close to the kind of money that I make. And I should say something about this, like, this ain't right. I make more than this. Let's talk about it. But there was a part of me that understood that scenario and that place and time, and that there was no room for negotiation. It was just being happy that I even got offered that amount. So let me go back in my life and see what I have to change so I can survive on this amount of money. So it points to what I'm saying. If what's going on can squeeze you down so tight that you will literally be happy for anything that you get, that's the goal. We have seen where they talk about privatizing a lot of stuff. It's still the same effect. It is still take what we give you. Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. That's what we're headed for. So I'm actually making this video in hopes that you will hear what I'm saying, not brush it off, not see it as fear mongering, but see it as an opportunity to prepare as best as you can. Things that are unnecessary, try to figure out how to weed those out. Things that you may want but don't need, try to figure out how to weed those out. Not saying get rid of everything, because that is a hard crash for a lot of us, but considering what's going on around us, there's a level of preparation that really needs to take place. It just really does. We cannot have our heads in the sand about these things. I made another video talking about leaning into your gifts, leaning into those things that God put in you that will help you survive, because that gift will help you survive. You may not become super wealthy, but you will be able to survive based on that thing that you can do, whether you got paid or not, because you will be sustained. Again, not meant to spread fear, not meant to say, oh, she's crazy. But like I said in the beginning, I have so many vivid dreams that this was one, like, yeah, I need to sit down and actually articulate what this was, because there are some people who may not understand that there is an impact that may not be happening now, but you may see it happen a little later. Now, no, I'm not going to back up what I said right after the election. I made a video that went mini viral after the election, and it talked about tiger butter. Yes, there is going to be some level of an implosion. It's going to happen. But I did not say that there would not be problems, that there would not be havoc, and there wouldn't be issues and pain before that implosion of power. We are going to be impacted. There are going to be things that we're going to have to sit back and reevaluate who we are in life and what's really, really, really important versus This is a time of pick your battle. So hope you're hearing this. You're not brushing it off. This is a very long video, but I wanted to be concise and clear in what I said about doing your best to prepare. And this is not about really stashing money away, because we're already seeing what's happened. The way you've stashed money is what? Stock markets, things like that. What's happening there? Stashing cash, that don't really help, because at this point, the American dollar is going to be dust in a few more minutes, just because of the enemies that we're having everywhere else in the world. There's no value in the American dollar. So it can't be about stashing that. So now it's a time to figure out, do you need to get into gardening? Hydroponics? Growing your own herbs? I don't know, but coming up with a way that you and yours can be okay, because it's going to get rough. It's going to be real rough. Stay focused. Pay attention to what's happening around you. Don't brush it off, and you'll be able to weather that storm. God is always in control, and this is not about, oh, well, if God was in control, he would do this. That's not how that works. God is the God that has created everything and has set it in motion to do what it's going to do. I heard someone once say he was still God during slavery. He didn't stop slavery, because that's not how it works. He didn't stop the Holocaust. He didn't stop any of those things. That's not how it works. Life is just going to continue. The difference is having a presence of God in your life gives you the ability to endure and get through and make it to the other side. So possibly you can help somebody else get through. All right. Anyway, long video, but it was on my heart and I just had to share it. I had to share it. I hope this helps somebody.